never blown an apex evaluation because
Bro. All right. Good morning, everyone. We're back. Happy New Year. I got to finish my analysis and then we will kick this thing off. And market opens too, so. All right, let's finish doing some market analysis. See, gold is extremely bullish. Let's do it from this time. Right here. Then we'll do this last one here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you can shoot a GM in the text or like a number 1 in the text in the chat, I'd appreciate that. Let me know that everything's working properly. All right. All right, looks like we got a lot of fair value ups on the weekly time frame down here. And then this big guy. It's a monthly fair value up with a weekly fair value up overlapping, so we'll do that. Let's do that, tighten it up. Dude, this impulse range on gold is insane. Like, look at this. Gold just looks extremely bullish. All right, 6:30, markets opened. So I'm not done with my analysis, so I'm not going to jump down to lower time frames yet. I need to finish my analysis, and usually our opportunities don't show up for a little bit anyways. Nasdaq does have a clear, good impulse range here on the weekly time frame. Got this weekly fair value up right here. We're going to adjust that from the monthly one. But it's in premium of this range, so you'd ideally, if we're going to see something, we'd want, if you're based on the weekly time frame, it to come at a discount, which would be all the way down here. But I don't even know if we'd see that. I'm just marking out levels. If we ever get that down here in lower time frames, we know they're important. Let's see. All right, that's it for that. Now we're gonna go in this area and mark out lows on the weekly time frame. Let's see, weekly low right here. So right now we're looking at the weekly time frame. So we're on a very, very high time frame, and eventually we're going to work our way down to the 5 minute, and that's where we'll get our entries. All right, we'll mark out one more weekly low. I'm going to delete this guy. Okay. I think that's all I need to mark out for this weekly time frame on Nasdaq. Okay. Now we're going to go down to the day time frame, and now this starts getting a little quicker. We still have this massive impulse range on the weekly time frame, but we have these day time frames that have lower. See, we have these day time frame impulse ranges that we're going to be working with. So that day time frame has been hit already, and there. So now let's go to this impulse range, which I don't think it has hit into premium yet. Has it? It did over here. Okay, so this is good. Okay, let's mark out. We got this weekly time frame. Let's mark out these day fair value gaps up here. My mouse feels like it's super laggy. Why is it lagging so much? Okay. All right, those are some important day fair value gaps. We can delete this weekly fair value gap now. And we'll see what impulses we get on the 4 hour on Bitcoin in lower area or lower time frames. But let's keep marking out these day highs and lows. Day low. Okay. Oh, my mouse is driving me nuts right now. It's like lagging. Stay low. It's been a minute since we've been on stream. Like 2 weeks or something like that. Let's go. Thank you everyone for showing up and coming through. Okay. All right, we can delete this guy. Look at that chop. Bitcoin's disgusting. It had a disgusting price action in December, which that's why I didn't trade in December on Bitcoin. All right, let's look at gold now and Nasdaq. So we're gonna look at gold here. Let's see, we do have this impulse range on gold. And look, we just hinted the discount of this range right before the year ended. Where's the... See, look at that. That's why we marked this out. It's very important. Every day high. Day low. All right, we'll mark out some more day lows. And we'll mark out one more. I don't think we're going to really come down to here. We could, because there's that fair value up down here. But gold has been extremely bullish. All right, so we're in this big day fair value gap too on gold, so that's something to take note of. As we get into lower time frames, we get to tighten these things up. But that's where we're currently sitting at with gold. Yeah, right there. Now let's look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq's, I don't like the day time frame. Like, it's very choppy looking. Oh my gosh, my mouse. What is going on? Yeah, this isn't like ideal price action for Nasdaq. Pretty ugly price action. So let's see what we got here. A day high here. Day low. Yeah, is this all this? No, there's even some November in here. Yeah, I don't like this price action. On Nasdaq. Maybe when we get down to lower time frames, it'll get a little cleaner, but on the day time frame, this is really ugly. There's no real impulse range. You have this day fair value up here. And then I think we have one up here too. Slayer, good morning. Thank you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm back to trading too. I've taken off pretty much all of December. Most of December, even like for streaming and stuff, we kind of took it off, reset, had like you know, a little break, and now we're back for 2026. We got if you guys didn't see my series I did in December, I did pass 9 new funded accounts. So we are 500K in funding across our prop firms. And we're kicking off the year strong of hopefully that we can slowly build those up and get them some payouts in January. So that's gonna be our series now, is updates on the Apex accounts, the Tops Up account, and our payout process. Like, are we getting payouts? So I'm stoked. I'm very, very excited for 2026. Okay. Let's go down. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing left for me to mark out for. Let me mark out these guys here. All right. I think that's it for Nasdaq. I need to mark out. Oh wait, maybe I need to mark out this guy here, and then that's the last one. Okay. All right, let's go to lower time frames. Maybe some things clear up for Nasdaq. Delete this guy, and for Bitcoin too. Bitcoin's pretty bullish right now. We're looking like we're in a premium. So for me, oh, that hit. Okay. Let's tighten this guy up on Bitcoin. Actually, let's go down lower. This is the fair value gap I'm interested in. It's in discount. It's the first fair value gap in discount. Disgusting price action. The only next nearest fair value gap is way down here. Okay. All right, 4 hour on gold seems pretty clear here too. You know, if we're in premium of this one, shorts are ideal, but also gold's just overall extremely bullish. So we're not gonna like stick to a bias. If gold gives us buy opportunities, we're gonna take those. Okay. We're in a massive H4 fair value gap, but remember, we're also in that massive day fair value gap on gold. Okay. We also have this impulse range here on 4 hour that broke this structure here. So ideally, right? Ideally, we can catch something if we're going to go long. we'd catch something like in this fair value gap that would be in discount. So I'd want gold to come down a little deeper before I go long, probably. We'll see what the 1 hour gives us. Okay. All right, and then now let's go to Nasdaq. This will be our final one on that. Then we're in the 1 hour time frame. That's where we start marking out session high lows and getting that nitty gritty. So we have this range on Nasdaq. We were in discount. We've pushed back up. So let's mark out these. H4 fair value gap. There one any in here? Yeah, there is. Right. There. Look at it. That's why we marked this out. Look at the reaction off that fair value gap in discount. Boom. Even in a crappy market, you still get the reactions you want from those key levels. And I'm not really in a rush to get into trading today because it's the first real trading day I'm in. I want to make sure my analysis is clear. If we miss a trade, it's whatever. There's a lot of trading opportunities we're going to get today or even potentially all year, right? This is the first day of 2026 we're trading. Like, there's going to be a lot of trading opportunities. No need to rush. Right now, I'm going to be using the 1 minute kill shot. So if you see me using or taking any trades, it's based on the 1 minute kill shot. That's what I'm using all of 2026. That strategy is, oh my gosh. I mean, it was killer just in December in regards to passing evals. Okay. All right, let's am I done with 4 hour? I think I'm done for right now. Yeah, I think I'm done. Nasdaq is marked out. Clear range here. We're in discount. Looking like it's going to potentially target external range liquidity. Yeah, we'll see. You know what I never tried this morning too? Is Forex Factory. Oh, we do. We have red folder news at 7 a.m. So that's good. We'll wait. We'll do our analysis until 7 a.m. And then we will... So in about 15 minutes, we get red folder news. So... All right, let's go on the 1 hour now. Now we're going to mark out session high lows. Let's mark out from 6 a.m. to midnight. Okay. And then midnight to 1700 hours. So this is Asia low on Bitcoin. And then we got London low on Bitcoin. And we're about to hit, looks like into Asia high on Bitcoin. Yep. We're hitting it right now. So now it looks like too, Bitcoin here has some better impulse ranges for the 1 hour. So we can tighten up an impulse range here. So right, we are in premium right now of this range. Looks like this was the best opportunity in the London session to get a discounted opportunity to go long to tag external range liquidity. So we'll see what happens here. Let's mark out this H1 fair value gap. And then this one down here. Okay. There we go. It's blasting through Asia high right now. Looks like it's going to target that day high. We also have this We'll say a 1 hour low. H1 low right here. And then we also have an H1 low. Actually, we'll save that. But this one I like. Okay. Okay, let's look at gold. Can we tighten some things up on gold? Looks like we can. We're at this H1 fair value gap here. And then we also have this H1 fair value gap right here. So there we go. We've tightened some things up on gold. Now let's get our session liquidity on gold. $6 a.m. Okay. So we got Asia low is open on gold. We also have a London low, I think, still open. Let me get it real fast. London low is actually not open, but London high is. And Asia high has been already taken. So, okay, so we got London high and Asia low still open on gold. Gold for me at this moment is more of a shorting, looking for shorts rather than longs, unless the 15-minute and 5 show me something kind of different. But let's see this. Dude, this is disgusting price action on Nasdaq. I might just stay away from Nasdaq today. Look, this is terrible. I missed some of your streams. Could you give me a quick rundown of your strategy? Yeah. Let me finish analysis, then I'll give a rundown of the strategy, Slayer. I also have a video on my YouTube that you can go watch too. So if you go to my YouTube channel, I'll show you the video I'm talking about. This one right here. Oh no, that's my live stream. This video right here gives a complete breakdown of my 1 minute kill shot. So if you want like a video you can go back to and just watch over and over again, I'd recommend going to this one. This is a really good video. And even this one has 3 different strategies I've created, where this one goes over the complete breakdown of my 1 minute kill shot. This data back strategy works every day. That one, that most recent video that I'm going to create. But yeah, once I do the analysis, I can break it down a little bit more. Let me just finish this up on Nasdaq real quick. We'll also mark out this H1 low right here. All right. Okay. Nasdaq. It's just gross looking. You have this impulse range here, and there's only one fair value gap, and it's sitting in it. Maybe when we get down to 15-minute time frame, it'll get a little cleaner. But let's mark out session liquidity on Nasdaq, even though it's like terrible. We'll still mark it out because it's still important. Right there. Okay, let's mark it out. Asia low right there. Then we got London low. And then the highs have been taken. So we only have liquidity to the downside pretty much when it comes to session liquidity. So my guess would be we would probably want to see some short opportunity manipulation to the downside before we try to target longs. All right, let's go to the 15-minute time frame. We'll start from Bitcoin, then work our way over. We're almost done with analysis, everyone. So all right, 15-minute time frame. We never hit a discount here. Let's see if I can tighten up some fair value gaps here. Tighten up this one. And then we have this one right here. So we're able to tighten up some fair value gaps. Yeah, to me, Bitcoin looks like more of a shorting. I'd want to look for shorts right now, if anything. $15 high. Okay. We've taken out that Asia high on Bitcoin. All right, let's tighten up gold here. All right. Then we got a 15-minute fair value up down here too. This one's probably irrelevant, but we'll mark it out just in case. All right. That's our 15-minute. Again, 15-minute or gold. I'm not looking too fondly for like longs right now, but we'll see. We'll see. We do have this impulse range potentially here if it breaks the structure from here. And then there's some important fair value gaps here. So like this guy I'd want to pay attention to, right? Gold maybe can give us a little retracement and we see an opportunity from that, right? So we have this impulse range. And my guess is it's going to continue up. So these fair value gaps will play in a role later. So we'll watch this impulse range on the 15 and then Nasdaq Nasdaq. We got a fair value up. We can tighten up here in discount or premium. And look, we just hit it. Look at what's happening. Okay. Yeah, it's really the only. I'll mark out this too. And 15 high right there. And then we got some M15 lows. But still, I really don't like price action right now on Nasdaq. All right, it's got on the 5-minute, and now we can actually start looking for things. You know, let's see what's going down. Okay. 5-minute on gold. Let's see. Gold is hitting that London high right now. Let's see if we can tighten up some of these fair value gaps. Yep. All right. Then we have a M5 low here. So right there. All right. We've tapped in a key level on gold here. Let's see what it gives us. See what kind of like, see if it gives any kind of retracement. Remember, we got red floor news in 5 minutes. And Nasdaq again. Nasdaq's just gross right now. Not really super interested to try to find something. I kind of would rather wait and have Nasdaq kind of like get out of this funky price action. And then hopefully tomorrow it gives us something a little better. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, Slayer. All right, Slayer. Let's give a little breakdown of the 1 minute kill shot real fast. Let me see if I can find an example on the screen real fast. There's not really any good examples right now because the price action's not very good. But essentially what I wait for is like, so say where we are right now, right? With gold, we'll just focus in on gold here in the middle screen. Say we get a massive rejection wick off, which looks like we're getting a rejection wick here, right? We're in discount of this range, or premium. Sorry, I keep saying that. Premium of this range. So in premium, we always look for shorts. In discount, we look for longs. So if we get a rejection wick off this 5-minute high, which happens to also be a London high, so session liquidity, we'd be looking to take a short. Now, for that, we would also wait for a 1-minute inverse fair value gap. And that's pretty much it. We just wait for a 5-minute sweep of liquidity at a key level, and then we wait for a fair value gap to be inverted on the 1-minute time frame. As soon as that fair value gap's inverted on the 1-minute time frame, we take that short. Now, the thing is with gold, right? If we're trying to short, we're not shooting for like way down here, right? We're just taking what we need. For example, there's a fair value gap here on the 5-minute. Maybe that's all we target. Maybe we target the 50% line. Maybe we target these unfilled 5-minute fair value gaps, right? So it's smart to just know that if you're going against the higher trend, don't get greedy. You know, take what you can and be happy with what you get. So I don't know if that made sense. That was a very, very quick recap of it, but if you stick through the stream, I'm sure we're gonna see some opportunities form that we can take advantage of. So like, I think Bitcoin is doing one right now. Yeah, let me go to Bitcoin real fast. All right, cool. Bitcoin's giving me a little bit more time to work with. But yeah, Bitcoin, if Bitcoin inverts this fair value gap here, I'll probably hop in on this trade here on Bitcoin. Gold is also just inverted this, but I feel a little like, because it took me so long to get my analysis done, I feel a little like overwhelmed a little bit. So I'm going to be patient here. Because honestly, gold, I'd rather wait for gold to go long. It's just so bullish. I'd rather wait for it to go long. And there's red follow news coming out in a minute. Oh, wait. Okay. We just did we'll see how this plays out on Bitcoin. But Bitcoin just inverted. I'm going to set up the position so you guys can kind of see what I'm working with here. This will be the first target. Another target. Hopefully it doesn't. Let me see. All right. So our first TP is at this line here on Bitcoin. We'll see if it's able to lock it in or not. And then gold, let's watch on the 5-minute. So do I have a TP? I should have one. It's right there. TP there. And we'll also have a TP at the New York, not H1 low, and some of those other areas down there. Okay. So PMI is bearish, and that came out. So we'll see what comes from this now. Hopefully Bitcoin can continue pushing down and target these 5-minute lows, because there's no, you know, there's a little 15-minute fair value gap down here. That hopefully this can target, but we just hit a day high, rejected through it. We're hitting these day highs. We hit this 15-minute high, rejected off of it. So hopefully we can get some kind of little bit of retracement here on Bitcoin, at least this 15-minute fair value gap, and then I'm not shooting to go too greedy on this, but yeah, I'm glad I didn't take that gold position. Look at what it did. It's blasting through right now. So I'm going to still be patient here with gold. I'd want gold to either hit discount or give us some kind of opportunity to go short here. Nasdaq still looks terrible. Terrible price action on Nasdaq right now. I'm not really interested in trying to get caught up in this stuff. Let's do this too. Another TP for me on Bitcoin will be the bottom of this fair value gap. That. Okay. There really is. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Nasdaq starting to invert this fair value gap here. We're still in this 15-minute fair value gap, but again, Nasdaq is just gross. Gold is ripping through right now. Kind of bummed. It's like ripping without giving us any opportunity here. So Bitcoin so far has yet to give me anything that says the short isn't going to work. So I'm just going to hold it and see. Bitcoin oftentimes when it gives us an opportunity will kind of play around a little bit before it decides to give the move. So, but also based on the 15-minute time frame, it did close above this high here and break the structure. I don't love that here. The reason why I took this short on Bitcoin is because it created this 5-minute high, then came back up to that 5-minute high and hit the day high and gave a large wick off that. So I like that rejection, and we're in premium of our ranges on Bitcoin. So ideally shorts would play out here instead of longs. Now, once we get down into like this 15-minute fair value gap, or maybe even these H1 lows, or this London low down here in this 15-minute fair value gap, then I'd be like, okay, that's where you want a long. That's where I want to see more longs happen. So I still think shorts are the play here on Bitcoin. And we just got, there we go. There we go. We're getting some displacement here on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin on the 1 minute time frame can break some of this structure to the downside, I'll move my stop loss kind of to this 5 minute high here. Within that, did it break it? I'm gonna move my stops down a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna adjust our TP so it doesn't close out the whole thing. Okay, so stop loss. Let me put my stop loss so you guys can see it. Is right at this high here on Bitcoin. So we've taken off a majority of our risk. We're risking barely anything now on this trade, and hopefully we can. If we hit TP, first TP, we will move stops to break even. So, I think with what I'm seeing with Bitcoin, it looks like we'll at least hit our first TP, which is at the top of that 15-minute fair value gap. Still not really seeing anything on gold or Nasdaq, so we'll be patient still over there and wait for it to come to us, not chasing anything. Bro, Bitcoin's looking great. This is a live trade too on Bitcoin, just so you guys understand. It's not showing. I can't like show it anywhere because we're just showing on these charts. I wish I could show it. Do I have a built-in? I don't think I do. Yeah, we were originally risking $50 on this Bitcoin trade, and now we're only risking $12.98. So we've been able to take off quite a bit of our risk. Come on, Bitcoin. Quit playing with me. Nice continuation strategy. That's awesome, Slayer. Yeah, keep doing that back testing, and you're gonna love your strategy because you just will feel so confident in it. All right, fresh 5-minute candle. Also, everyone, right now on Apex, there is a 90% off sale going down on Apex. So if you want to use code Maniac, go ahead, use that, and go get some funded accounts at the start of 2026. They're 90% off. Evals are $19. I think $19.60. I'm not liking this price action on Bitcoin right now. It's very wicky on the 5-minute. I don't think it's gonna bode well for us overall. We'll see how it reacts. It's in this 1-minute fair value gap right now, so hopefully it can give us something good here, but as of right now, it's kind of sloppy. All right. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta make sure my wife has these. Come on, Bitcoin. Oh, wait. We could actually move our TP. This is our first TP now. This 5-minute low. We'll see if we get it, but... it looks like price is gonna invert. Yeah, it just inverted that 1-minute fair value up. Yeah, I think we might get stopped out here. We might get stopped out here on our Bitcoin position. It just inverted this 1-minute fair value gap here. Our stop loss is at this 5-minute order block. That's right up above here. Looks like we might find that Bitcoin might be a little choppy right now. So we'll see if we get stopped out. Let's see. We'll add an alert there. Message. Oh, hit. Okay. Great. So if you hear a cha-ching, the stop loss got hit. Ooh, it's very close. Bummer. Okay. We got stopped out there for $12. I'll show you guys the position so you guys know it's real. So this is the position we just had on Bitcoin. $12.13. $12.13 is what we lost. 0.59% of what the position was. So not a bad loss at all. We typically risk $50, so I'll take a loss like that any day. when you typically risk $50. So bummer that it didn't work out. If you guys want, at the start of 2026, we are doing copy trading on Blowfin. If you use the link down below in the description or the link in my bio, you can go copy trade me on Blowfin, and any of the profits I make this year on my account, you guys will also make. So and also if I take losses, you'll also take some losses. So enter at your own risk. It's not financial advice, but if you would like to copy trade me, that is the only place you can copy trade me is on Blowfin, and you will actually take the same exact Bitcoin trades I take. So that was a small loss. We were able to mitigate a lot of our risk. Bummed that it didn't play out, but it is what it is. Bitcoin really didn't give us a long opportunity here at all. It didn't come into a discount of this range, and it didn't even hit into a 5-minute low. So for me, this long doesn't make sense, and I'm fine with what we did. I think it made sense. So sometimes it's going to happen this way. Let's see what it does at this 5-minute high and at this day high, see if it gives us some kind of another rejection. But as of right now, I'm going to sit on my hands until I see something more clear. Okay. Okay. Clear off some of those lines. On the 5-minute K. So Nasdaq's price action is terrible today, bro. I thought it would finally like manipulate or something. All right, I'm watching Bitcoin here. If it inverts this fair value gap here, I think I'll take a stab at it. This guy right here. It swept this 5-minute high in premium still, so okay, we're in. See what happens here. We're targeting this 5-minute low again. I like the rejection off. Oh, I want TP. Okay, I like the sweep of liquidity here. Let me just... Same targets as before, pretty much. TP there. All right. And let me draw it out for you guys so you guys can see it also. First TP at this low here. First TP is a 1-to-1. Looks like it's going to hit too. And stop loss is up at this high. Gonna do this. Okay. There's an alarm on the take profit, so if it hits it, it'll notify you. And then we'll have an alarm on our stop loss. Bro. If we hit TP, if we hit TP1, we will move stops to break even, and then we will hopefully see it push even lower and we can target more. I'm liking this. It looks good. Looks like TP is gonna get hit. If we look on the 15-minute time frame on Bitcoin, look at that rejection. Look at that rejection. I'm loving it. Looks good. TP is almost there. All right. There. Okay, I like that big engulfing candle on the 5-minute. Hopefully now we can then target this 5-minute low. We hit it and ultimately target, you know, this 5-minute impulse range. You know, the 50% mark would be a target, which is, well, actually mark that out. M5. I guess we'll just mark it out with the M15 right there. That white line will be our next TP. All right. Should hit pretty soon. Oh, gold still hasn't given us nothing. Same for Nasdaq. Still nothing over there. I'm still monitoring them. All my first funded, the third, finally 18. Let's go, not a believer. Sorry, I just saw that. Let's go, dude. We also have TradeZilla. If you're someone who is newer to trading and you're going to kick off 2026 right, you need to be using TradeZella. I use TradeZella every single day. I'm going to be journaling all my trades in TradeZella. I'm going to be doing trade recaps from all my videos, and I've used TradeZella to back test. Really, TradeZella, the thing that I love the most is the back testing. Like, by far, I love TradeZella's back testing. It's unmatched, in my opinion. I love it. But if you use code Maniac there too, you can get, I think it's 20% off your TradeZella subscription. All right, well, Bitcoin was very close to the TP. Looks like it might be playing around a little bit longer, but I still think the TP is going to hit at least that first one, which is 1.21 R. So we're at least locking about a 1.21 R in profit, and hopefully we can get a little bit more after that one gets hit. Hopefully we can tap into this 50% line of this M5 impulse too. That'll be in the next TP after we hit this 5-minute low. If we do hit it, right? I don't want to speak too soon, but the way this 15-minute looks, I think we're good. At least to this fair value gap. At least to that fair value gap. All right, Nasdaq's finally kind of breaking in, out of this little bit of chop, but still, Nasdaq has a long ways to go before I even like it, right? It's just, I want to see some kind of like, my guess is we're going to see some kind of shorting opportunity. It's going to sweep all this liquidity, and then we're going to get some kind of opportunity. So maybe we're getting close to an opportunity with Nasdaq here. This is where the shorting I would want it to be at if we were to take a short on Nasdaq. We do have a fair value up here, so maybe we will get it. Maybe. We'll see. I'm watching Nasdaq here. Gold, still nothing on gold. Gold for me, I wouldn't want to try to take anything unless it comes down into discount or it sweeps this high here and then gives us something to then target the 50% line of this impulse range on the 5. All right, last 15 seconds of this 5-minute candle. Let's see how it closes for Nasdaq. It closes above this high, we will ignore any kind of shorts. But if it closes below that high, we will have potential opportunities for shorts. Let me see. It's like right on that. I'm probably just going to ignore Nasdaq then. I'll just ignore it. You want it, if you're going to do something, you want to see it be, yeah, same for this 15-minute. Yeah, I'm going to ignore it. You want it to look like, if you're going to look for a rejection, you want it to look like this Bitcoin one. That's a great example of this 15-minute rejection off this high. That's what you want it to look like. You don't want it to be like, ooh, is it? If you can barely tell, ignore it. All right, it looks like Bitcoin's going to start attacking external range liquidity. I moved TP up a little bit on Bitcoin because we had this 5-minute low that it created. Actually, let me just move it to here. So this 5-minute low, this is our new first target, right? So price came down, pushed up, creating this little 5-minute low. So a new little target we can try to attack. And so hopefully price can come down and attack that. But looks like it's getting some displacement actually. We'll see. We'll see what price does here on Bitcoin. I'm not liking what it's doing right now. Oh. What the heck is going on, Bitcoin? Why are you doing that? Massive rejection. And it decides to engulf it, huh? Dang. We might get stopped out here on Bitcoin. Yeah, it might stop us out. It just got massive displacement to the upside. The 1 minute. It's kind of a bummer. Big displacement here. There, yeah. And we'll see. I'm just gonna leave it where it's at. We're risking the proper risk, so if it doesn't play out, it doesn't play out. Let me see the 1 hour. Yeah. Okay, we'll see what it does here on this, on the 5 minute here on Bitcoin. It didn't even tap into the external range liquidity of the 5 minute. That's what's kind of making this shocking to me. I think it's important on your strategies, right? Once you enter into something, you stick to it, because even though it might look weird, remember the higher time frame is your friend. 15 minute had a large rejection off this high here at the day high. So, and there's 15 minute untapped liquidity down here. So it is very likely that we still see downward momentum, but it also could decide to just tap us out here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't love that engulfing. We did just create an order block to the upside. Yeah. Not loving this. I think we're going to get stopped out here on Bitcoin. Nasdaq is continuing through this high here, so still not really seeing anything there on Nasdaq. On Bitcoin, right here, we do have this 1 minute fair value gap right here. If we can invert that guy, I'll move my stops to this high here, taking off some risk. But I want to be patient, wait for confirmation to move stops down before I move stops down. So I want to see price invert that fair value gap, and then maybe we can move stops down a little bit lower here and take off some risk when it comes to this Bitcoin trade. All right, looks like it might invert it for us. And if it does, we'll move stops down. Take off a little bit of risk. It won't take off much, but it's better than nothing. Guys, didn't invert it yet. Maybe in this next 1 minute candle. There we go. Bitcoin, you just want to make me sweat, huh? Jeez. All right. Looks like we're going to be able to move stops down. Okay. Stop loss has moved down to this high now. And we've been able to take off a little bit of risk. Hopefully price can keep pushing through. We've taken off $10 of risk. So we originally risked $50. Now we're risking only $32.42. Stop. Our first TP is still at that 5 minute low down here. All right. Looks like price. Let's see the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, 15-minute time frame is engulfing this entire move. We'll see what this last 5-minute candle kind of gives us. I'm hoping this 5-minute candle, this current one that's open, can close below this day high. Maybe that gives us some hope, but the way this 15-minute candle looks right now, I don't love it. Yeah, I think we're gonna get stopped out here. Okay, that position is stopped out on Bitcoin, and we're gonna delete our things, and we're gonna reassess because clearly something's not working here. We've lost a $12 trade, and then let me show you. This was the one we just took. And we took a $32.44 loss. So we're still technically, with the two trades, we took a $12 loss and a $32 loss. We're at $44 in loss. That's still below. We took two trades and it's still below a full loss. So we're doing decent here. Well, let me reassess real quick. Okay. Yeah, it looks like price wants to. Okay. I'm gonna wait for price to. It looks like price wants to come and attack this monthly high up here on Bitcoin. So I'll be patient here. wait for it to, it looks like it wants to continue through. So 15-minute, yeah, looks like it's going to continue through. I don't think this was a bad setup at all for either one of these trades. I feel confident in both of them. They just didn't work out. So for me, it is what it is. We were able to mitigate risk. We were able to take smart trades. We had clear plans going into them, and that's the best you can do. If they don't work out, that's okay. You don't let the losses get you tilted or on edge or anything. You just execute. Doesn't work out, okay, let's reset. Let's be patient and wait for it to hit another level that we're looking for, because right now it doesn't look like it wants to give us the short opportunity yet. It was looking really good for a little bit there. A little frustrating, but it happens. It's nothing we can't recover from. I'm still not seeing anything on gold or Nasdaq here. Nasdaq closed through this high. Looks like it's starting to see some bearish momentum, but let me see. Yeah, I don't love. I don't really love Nasdaq right now. We'll see what it does, but I kind of want to see it become more clear in regards to what does Nasdaq actually want to do here. It does look like it wants to sweep all this liquidity here and then head into discount of this range, of the higher time frame range. But it hasn't really given us an opportunity at all yet. So yeah, I would really love it if they could just give us like a nice sweep, but it didn't. So we might miss this, but my guess is it's going to attack all these lows. All this consolidated movement, I think it's going to displace pretty hard through those. Hopefully it can give us something to enter if it's going to do that. But I'm not going to enter just because I think that's what's going to happen. I'm only going to enter if it's going to give me my setup. Nice, not a believer. Took shorts on NQ. Yeah. I think shorts are definitely the move on NQ. I just haven't got my setup yet. But yeah, I would agree on that. There's so much liquidity below us. There's London low, Asia low, these 15-minute lows. You got, the 600 range liquidity down here. And just terrible price movement, right? Like, just look how terrible that price movement is. Typically when price is like this, and once price hits into, premium of the range, it just likes to wipe this all in like literally one candle. So we'll see if it actually ends up doing that. But typically that's what I've seen. All right, let's see here. Let's journal some of these trades real fast. Nope. Let's go to dashboard. Okay. BTC, we went short. It was in discount. Oh no, it's short in premium. Yes, it was in premium. 5-minute IFHG before the M1. Let's see. No, we didn't have any of that. We did have M1 displacement bullish. Let's see, or bearish. Sorry, why does it say bullish? Did it have that beforehand? I think it did. Yeah. Pushing up. Yeah, there was two big moves to the downside here. Pushed up, swept liquidity. Yeah. Okay. Yes, there was some M1 displacement, M5 liquidity sweep, and then an M1 inverse value up. Yes. We were targeting M5 ERL, M15 ERL or IRL. That's actually what we were doing. And then there we go. Okay. So here's the photo of the first trade. I don't really know much about options, not a believer. That's not something I really know much about. I know there's people who love it, but it's very like, I think options is like more macro, like look at things, if that makes sense. Like it's more, you're looking at longer trades. I could be wrong. Maybe some people do options at a lower spread, but like, or lower time frames, but I think they're like a higher time frame type. All right. Let's do some journaling real fast. What happened? All right, trade number 1. Okay. Now we'll do trade number 2. Why is it doing that? Hang on, guys. Still looks okay. Still nothing I'm seeing on gold or Nasdaq or Bitcoin. Nothing right now. Looks like today we're gonna be patient. We're gonna have to be patient. Okay, let's continue the Bitcoin trade. I don't know why it's being funky. Why is it doing this? All right, TradeZella, you're driving me nuts. Number 2. All right, we're just gonna delete this. Just gonna do that. It drive me nuts. There we go. That's so annoying. Why is it doing that? Okay, trade number 2. Okay. We're ready to import our trade checklist. It was on Bitcoin. We went short. We were in premium. We had an inverse. Oh, but no, we did not have a 5-minute IFVG. We did have M1 displacement. We did have 5-minute liquidity sweep and an M1 inversion. We're targeting M5 ERL and M15 IRL. And yeah, stop loss at liquidity sweep. Let's take a picture of this one. Okay, we'll shrink it down and then we'll journal this up. You guys should be doing the same thing. You guys should be journaling. Use TradeZella, use my code, get a discount. But you guys should be trade journaling all your trades. All right. We'll also trade recap these in a YouTube video afterwards. But I just don't, this isn't really making sense to me. Why Bitcoin's being this way. It's breaking through that day high. I think it's gonna attack this monthly high, which is like kind of the top of this range here, right? Bitcoin has this range. I think it's gonna attack that. All right, and gold, still nothing. Nasdaq, still nothing. All right, I'm gonna go go to the restroom real fast. I'll be right back.
All right, back.
All right, we're just gonna be patient here this morning. Bitcoin, we took 2 opportunities, but they both didn't play out as we hoped. So we're just gonna wait now. Be patient and wait. Gold, if gold can come down into this discount of this range, we can look for longs. If gold decides to sweep this high up here, maybe we can look for some short opportunities here. But as of right now, we sit on our hands for gold. It's not really doing anything I like. And then Nasdaq, same thing for Nasdaq. It's just really bad price action. If Nasdaq could come up and sweep this high and give a good rejection off that and look for shorts to target all this external range liquidity, I'd be open for that. But right now, I'm not really liking what gold or Nasdaq's doing. Let me see something here on gold. Did it tap in? Oh, it didn't. Okay. And I thought with red color news, this would happen on their side. Okay, Tuesday there's no red color news. Wednesday there's a couple red color news. Okay. drinking water. I just want to remind everyone watching right now that tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow, the Apex 90% off sale ends. So if you guys want to take advantage of those, if you go check out my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, any of my short form content, we did a series in December where I bought 20 evals for $19.60 because they were running a 90% off sale, which they're doing right now. And I said, I want to see how many I can pass by the end of 2025. The goal was $1 million in funding. We ended up only getting $500,000 in funding, which is totally fine. It's still a lot of accounts to start 2026 with. And so, yeah, go take advantage of that sale that's going on right now. 90% off Apex. Use code Maniac. Use code Maniac for any of our discounts on TradeZella, TradeSync, TradeCopia, Blowfin, any of them, and take advantage of those discounts. They're huge help, especially when you're using like TradeSync or TradeZella. They can get kind of expensive, so with the discounts it helps out a lot. So go take advantage of those. I'm really stoked to kick off 2026. What you can expect from me in regards to short form series is updates every single day on our accounts if we take trades in them. So if we take a trade in our Apex accounts or TopStep accounts, you can expect updates there. If we take trades in our Blowfin account where we have our copy trading, where you guys can go copy trade us, we'll send up updates there. And then also every single day, post on YouTube, we'll post a long form piece of content diving into the trades we took, explaining our trading model, showing the actual P&L of our day, and yeah, giving you guys complete breakdown of our trading so you guys can learn. So I'm excited. 2026, we got a lot planned. We have a lot like we planned out in December. That's why we kind of took the break of posting content, doing live streams, and trading, is because we're really focusing on what do we want to do in 2026. What do we want to do that will be good for our audience, that will benefit them well. And so yeah, I'm very, very excited for 2026. I'm excited to see how we do on these funded accounts too, because I have specific goals I've set for myself, and I think we can hit them. So Nasdaq's getting close to this high up here. We'll see if it gives us anything. I want to see how, okay, Nasdaq is very close to this high now. I want to see how it reacts to this high. Boom. Okay, we hit this high. Let's see what it does in the next 30-ish seconds. If this rejects this high and then inverts this fair value gap, I'm open to taking a short here on Nasdaq. Let me just double check some things. Yeah. Let's see what it does here. Okay, it swept this high. It's still in this higher time frame fair value gap. And so now let's see what Nasdaq gives us. Looks like it's gonna go through it, so we'll see. If it closes above this high, all shorts are invalidated for Nasdaq for me. I would say for you guys too. On this trade on NQ, we did have a 5-minute inversion over here to left. That pushed down, came back up. If we sweep this high, failed to close above it, that's good confluence with our short. All right. I'm liking the way this candle's closing or pushing. All right. Okay. If it inverts this this fair value gap, we will take this position on MQ. It did not do it yet. Okay, did not invert it yet. We'll wait for this 1 minute candle to close. If it inverts this 1 minute fair value gap, we get to enter the short. But we need to wait for this inversion. Okay, didn't invert it. I want, even though the candle like technically inverted it, I want it to be a bullish candle that inverts it, not a bearish candle, not a bullish one. Because it's kind of funky. The open and close is all unaligned, so I'd rather wait for it to be a bearish candle that inverts it. we'll see. Did we get it? Okay. How much time is left? 2:44. Okay. So about 3 more candles. We'll see if we get a new fair value at that forms here, because that could be where we can adjust where our inversion is at. So like here, maybe. This could be the new one we target. If it gives it to us. If it doesn't though. All right, if it inverts this little guy, we also have this one over here. So we'll see, does it invert both of these guys? But let's see. I like the rejection off this high here. Double rejection off this 5-minute high. After a 5-minute inversion beforehand, if you go down the 1-minute time frame, there's bullish or bearish 1-minute displacement, right? Consolidation, this could be manipulation, right? To then distribute and continue on. So I feel good about this one. It's in align with our higher time frame bias. When you look at the 15-minute and like the 1-hour range. So I feel good about taking this short. Okay, it's in there. First TP will be at this low down here. Buy limit 1. Okay, first TP is at that low. All right, let's see how this plays out. And then we also have another TP. Which will be at, we have this 5-minute low. Really the next one would be this M5 low down here. Okay. So now we just be patient, see how this plays out. If we go to the 1-hour time frame, right, we have this bearish impulse range here. We are in disc or premium to then target 50% line or some 5-minute, 15-minute ERL. So we're in line with our bias of taking shorts in premium, not taking shorts in discount. We're not taking longs in discount, and we're not taking longs in premium. So we'll see how this plays out. Hopefully it plays out in our favor. I think we were patient. I think we waited for the proper manipulation. And so now let's see if we're able to lock it up here on Nasdaq for the first trade on Nasdaq in 2026. So let's see what comes from this trade. You guys can see the P&L on the screen. It's live count. This is trade. Hold on. No way. It rejected all of my orders. I didn't reject all my orders. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, I thought all my accounts were copying, but I just got a notification from TradeSyncer that none of them copied. They rejected my orders, I guess. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't have any positions open. That's super frustrating. I don't know why they rejected my orders. Trade copy failed. Why? Oh, I'm in the wrong contract. Dang. So let's disable all. Okay, well, looks like we're only gonna copy one. I see what I did wrong here. Okay, if you're someone day trading on Nasdaq or gold or anything, make sure you update your contract to MNQH6. I didn't know that. I thought it was on. This sounds so annoying. Why trade ticker? Why don't you just auto update that for me? I'm paying a lot of money for it. I was focusing in on Nasdaq and I missed this Bitcoin trade here. This would have been a trade right here. Dang it. I don't know, I still don't really love it on Bitcoin. Watch that. The one I missed is the one that's gonna work. We'll journal this trade too on Nasdaq. Yeah, what's up, Sean? I'm back for 2026. It's been a minute. Right here. Right here. Stop loss goes to liquidity sweep. First TP. At this M5 low. Okay. It looks like we might actually be, it might stop us out here. Yeah, we've taken 2 trades on Bitcoin. They didn't work out. We were able to minimize losses though. So the first trade only lost $12. The second trade lost 32. And now we're doing this Nasdaq trade here. We've been waiting for Nasdaq to sweep some highs and give some rejection to potentially go short here. Just with like, if you look at the Nasdaq here, this is our first trade of the year on Nasdaq. So we'll see how it goes. But Nasdaq kind of has some ugly price action here. And it looks like price might want to come and sweep all this liquidity. So we're in that trade right now. But we're waiting patiently for a good confirmation. And I think we got it with this super liquidity. But price might literally just creep all the way up to this day high up here. Literally just nasty, just creep. So we'll see. We'll see if Nasdaq starts giving us some displacement to the downside finally. Or is it gonna just slowly come and take us out? There's no bullish displacement here to the upside. So, and there's still good bearish displacement here. Hopefully price holds this fair value gap and then pushes off. So if we can break this low here on the 1 minute time frame, we'll be moving stop loss to this high. So if we can come down, break this low here, and price really has yet to invert this fair value gap. We inverted this one, but not this bigger one. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, price can come down to this 1 minute external range liquidity here and break below it. We will be moving stop loss to this 1 minute high here. We're gonna go to trade journaling too, real quick. Okay. I'm trying to juggle a lot of things at one time right now. Okay. All right, we took this will be our last trade of the day on Bitcoin. Hopefully this one plays out. First TP is at that right there, and then stop loss. I got this high. Okay. Okay. And then we're targeting 5-minute ERL. Oh, looks like, dang, sucks. At least we're not copying all the accounts. So only one account is copying this trade, but looks like this one might lose. Unless we get some kind of saving grace right now, but If this trade doesn't work out, I think I'm going to call it for the day on Nasdaq because this price action is just, I don't like the price action at all. But it could still work. Hasn't stopped us out yet. Let's see. Okay, Bitcoin's not looking too bad right now. Nasdaq, I'm not loving Nasdaq. I want it to hold below this high here, this purple line. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, look at that. It didn't do it. So hopefully now it can just push. Wow. That's pretty crazy. That was really close to our stop loss there. Oh. Beautiful. I'm loving the way that Nasdaq's closing right now. Oh, that is perfect. All right, I'm gonna move stop loss down a tiny bit. Actually, no, we're gonna leave stop loss. We can't move it until we target this line here that I said. That's right. Actually, you know, we'll take off a little bit. It has good displacement to the downside. I do not want to see it come all the way back up here. So we'll take off like a point. Not even probably a point, but hopefully we start getting some displacement to the downside now. I like the displacement we got here. We got a nice big large candles here to the downside. Now can we continue that? And I want to see us invert this bigger fair value gap. That's what I would really like to see us invert this 1 minute fair value gap right here. Now just patience. Yeah, just doing some trade journaling. I'm watching Bitcoin over here. We had the 5-minute liquidity sweep right here. And we've been looking for shorts all day on Bitcoin. So we'll see if it ends up working out and if we can end up targeting those TPs that we have laid out. We're targeting 5-minute internal range liquidity. So hopefully we can get that first TP. And hopefully Nasdaq can actually push through here and not bounce off here. Come on, Nasdaq. You're looking so good for us there. No. That stinks. We might get stopped out here on Nasdaq. I thought for sure after that big manipulative move upside, sweeping some of these 5-minute highs and it giving us a big candle to the downside, I was like, okay, this is it. We're gonna start seeing profit and like we're gonna start seeing us in the green. And no, right back in the red. Which this is why it's like not ideal to trade in the type of conditions we're trading in, right? Like very, very, very crappy price movement, right? All throughout here, which then gives you crappy price movement when you go to take a trade, right? So like our environment right now in Nasdaq is not ideal. And that's why I wanted to be really patient with waiting for a 5-minute liquidity sweep, in the higher time frame footprint, and waiting for proper confirmations before taking the trade. So I don't think this trade on Nasdaq is a poor execution. I think it's just a result of our environment that we're just not in great trading conditions, but we waited for the proper entry signals and hopefully it works out. So, and that's all you can do as a trader. Like that's literally all you can do is just be patient and wait for the right things to set up. Leave the charts, bro. I mean, I'm not over trading or anything, so I think it's okay. This is our first trade of the day on Nasdaq, I don't think we're in a poor position or anything. Real. And remember, we are aware of our environment, right? So we're not trying to shoot for an insane move here on Nasdaq, right? We're taking what we can target, right? There's a 5-minute external range liquidity down here that price should target. There's this 15-minute external range liquidity down here that we could target. We could, even if we wanted to, maybe tighten it up a little bit and go to this 5-minute low. Which I might add one there. Let's see, what is this full move? Is this a 2R? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna add another TP here too. So we'll get a decent, if we can capture all this, we're good. Like I'll be happy with that, and I'm not gonna get greedy more than that. So actually I will take off this one and we will leave a runner. So instead of targeting that lower TP, we will target this 5-minute low here and this 5-minute low here. So looks like price is finally giving us that displacement we wanted on Nasdaq. Now can we get some on Bitcoin, please? I'd like to order some displacement on Bitcoin. There we go. Let's see if we can hit this first TP. If we hit first TP, we move stops to break even immediately. If Bitcoin can start breaking below these 5-minute lows, we could get some juicy movement here, I think. see. Come on, Nasdaq. Don't do that to us. I would really like it if Nasdaq could engulf that bearish or bullish move right here. Okay. Not looking good here on Nasdaq for this big move off. It was looking good for a little bit there, but now it's looking like it's just choppy. Just choppy. Let's see something. Yeah. And this for me is not at all signal for going long. I mean, you didn't hit into any internal range of liquidity. You didn't sweep below. This low does not count because it didn't break above this high. It just this price action is just really bad. Can we engulf that 5 minute? If we can engulf that, I'll move my stop loss to the order block. As we did on the 1 minute time frame, we did break below this low here. We did break structure on the 1 minute. But the 5 minutes what really matters here, and that wick is not very that's not really in our favor. But it doesn't give me any signals to close yet, so I'm just gonna hold patiently and wait. Hopefully we can get an order block to this downside. So I am also, now that we have this new 5 minute low that made lower lows from these lows, my new first TP is going to be this low here. Right there. And then my new second TP will be this low here. And then after that, we'll let contract run. So we'll see if we can capture that. But honestly, it looks like price might come and attack our stop loss, but we'll see. Bitcoin's looking decent here. It's getting close to that first TP. Maybe we'll finally hit a TP this morning on Bitcoin. 2 trades in, no TPs hit. Maybe this will be the one that gives us a TP lock. Yeah, I think we're gonna get stopped out here on the Nasdaq. Kind of a bummer. Oh, there we go. Stopped out there. Stopped out on this trade. And try to journal it. All right, Bitcoin's looking pretty good. Stop loss on Bitcoin, I've moved down a tad bit to this low here. Original was there. So stop loss is now at that low. And it looks like we might hit our first TP on Bitcoin. If we hit that first TP, we will move stop loss to break even. Loving this price action right now. Well, I'm not loving the price action, but I'm loving the way these candles are looking right now on the 5 minute for Bitcoin. I would like this current one to close below this low here, but we'll see what happens. I would like it to start attacking this internal range liquidity. Nasdaq has closed above all these highs, so now any short is invalidated for Nasdaq until we would either get to like this external range liquidity up here at this day high, or we form something in here. But at this point, I'm not really confident in shorts on Nasdaq anymore. It looks like Nasdaq's going to invert this fair value gap, which it already did on the 1 hour. On the 15, did it invert it? 15 minute is about to invert its 15 minute fair value gap, and the 5 minute looks like it's going to invert its 5 minute fair value gap, which it did. So I'm not looking, I don't think I'm too confident right now. This was the opportunity I think I was waiting for, and the fact that now that's invalidated, not looking too hot. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin, are you gonna do this to me? This is our last trade of the day for Bitcoin. So if it does come up and get stopped out, then we will be done trading for the day on Bitcoin. Okay. Dude, Bitcoin's price action is terrible today too. It was very wicky today. Primo, what's up, man? Hope you're having a great day. Happy Monday. For me, this is my first trading day of 2026, so really stoked to get the journey kicked off today. You want to learn the basics? Yeah. Really, I'd say that if you want to learn basics, the best place to start is market structure. You know, what are highs and lows? What is swing lows? What are swing highs? How do I identify, you know, what is the market trending? Are we consolidating? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? You know, basics, if you could start there of just knowing market structure. You know, what is price doing? Is it making higher highs or higher lows? Is it making lower lows or lower highs? So the basics right there, start there. Great resources are on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel that breaks down my trading strategy. I wouldn't say I have great beginner educational stuff. I'm working on making that. Should I trade by the seconds to be? No, I'd say stay away from that. I'd say if you're a beginner, if you want to learn, I'd say start higher, right? So I would say as a beginner, you know, start at the 5-minute, 15-minute. You know, it's slower. It gives you a lot more time to process what's going down on the charts, and gives you a lot of time to execute properly and know that you can have confidence in your execution. I wouldn't say you get into like the 1-minute time frame or seconds unless you're very, very well versed on the charts and you feel like you can read and execute extremely fast. But if you're in your basics, I'd say stay in the higher time frames. Stay in like the 5-minute, 15, or even go even higher, like 1 hour. But don't get into the low time frames until you feel really confident and have a really good handle on the charts. All right, looks like Nasdaq did some kind of funky manipulation here and might actually start pushing down now. But it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. It's going to happen. That sometimes it's going to manipulate us like that. But I still don't think this was a poorly executed trade. I still think that we executed properly. But it is what it is. Sometimes it's going to do that too. Watch, now Nasdaq's just gonna rip. Yeah, I would say get comfortable with one asset, right? Like when I first started out, I did not start off with 3 assets in front of me. I started off with only 1, right? So like in the beginning, I would only trade Bitcoin or I'd only trade Nasdaq, and I would just get comfortable with those. And I would build up my knowledge. How does Nasdaq move? How does Bitcoin move? What is the ways that it likes to, you know, manipulate? What are targets or take profits that I should target for these assets? You know, I would very much recommend stick to one asset and just get really comfortable with it. And then once you're comfortable with that asset, unless it's not something crazy like, you know, you're trying to do, you know, day trading based on GameStop, and if Kitty is going to come back and say something, right? As long as you're not doing something stupid like that, and you stick to something normal like Netflix, Tesla's a good one, Nasdaq, gold, you know, a normal stock that has normal price action, that stuff will all translate to other assets. So yeah, I'd recommend that too. Stick to one asset, get really comfortable with it, and then yeah, you'll be good. And be patient. Yes, way easier trading with a mouse. If you're using a laptop, I'd highly recommend getting a good mouse and using a mouse. Yeah, I would definitely recommend that. I've had a lot of accident trades because you know how laptops, like if you accidentally barely touch it, it'll like act like a click. I've had it where my hand's just kind of chilling by the laptop and I accidentally click and it buys. And I'm like, oh shoot. So like I recommend having a mouse. You'll have a lot less problems there, I think. If gold can make it to this high up here and sweep this, that would be a short opportunity for me potentially on gold here. Dang. Looks like the bias was right on Nasdaq. It just wanted to Dang, that's so frustrating. So frustrating. What broker do you recommend for the easiest to learn trading? I highly recommend Tradeovate. So if you go to Apex, like if you wanna start trading with an account, I recommend go to Apex right now. They're 90% off. So like your entry is $19, right? It's cost you $19 to get a 50K account. You could start trying to pass that eval, start trading with that account, and then potentially grow it or pass it, right? But I'd say if you have no knowledge, I would recommend starting paper trading before you go buy anything and put any of your hard-earned money into it. And you can paper trade right from TradingView. So like what you see on my screen is called TradingView. You can paper trade directly from TradingView, and that costs you zero money, and you can practice. And I recommend, if you're a real beginner, you're coming with almost no knowledge, paper trade for 3 months, and if you can end those 3 months green, then go to something where it actually costs you money. Man, that's frustrating with the Nasdaq here. It's doing exactly what I wanted, but it's just 2 candles too late. That's annoying. Nasdaq. You suck for that one. Today we're down. So as of market open, today we're down a little bit. We're down $44 on our Bitcoin account, and we're down, let's see, we're down, where's my trades? We're down $140 on our Nasdaq account from that one loss. So those are small losses in regards to my accounts. My typical loss on a Bitcoin trade is $50, and my typical loss on a Nasdaq trade is $300. So, you know, we're not taking full losses on these accounts today. So today's actually a red day so far. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to turn it around, but price action isn't great right now. So it is what it is. Is this your full-time job? Yes, I treat this as a full-time job. I do have another job, but it's very flexible and allows me to treat this as a full-time job. So, and also today it's red, but it's day 1 of 2026. Like we have a lot more trading days ahead of us. And this is like, I'd say this is like the first real trading day of most people. So like, this is the first trading day, like the markets are kind of getting back to normal, hopefully. So today, we'll see what happens, but I think tomorrow we'll probably get some better price action. Or actually, no, sorry, not tomorrow. I'd say Wednesday. Wednesday has a lot of red folder news. Tomorrow has no red folder news. My guess is tomorrow might be a little bit choppy again, but then Wednesday has red folder news again, and that will probably bring some momentum into the charts. So, like, dude, this price action right now is just terrible on Bitcoin. Like, it'll start moving, start going to where I think it's going, and then chops. Like, oh my gosh. Swing trading and day trading, right? It's like, not I'd say one's not easier than the other. You know, swing trading, you're gonna wait days and weeks, which is really hard for a new trader to do, right? It's really hard to hold trades overnight. It's really hard to sleep when you have a trade open overnight. And so as a beginner, swing trading can be really hard. But if you're built that way, if that's comfortable for you, do what's comfortable. For me, that wasn't comfortable in the beginning, and I still don't swing trade. One, because I just don't really have the capital to do it, and all the accounts I trade need to be closed by a certain time, so I can't really do swing trading on my accounts. But one day I would like to get to swing trading and being able to hold trades overnight. I feel like I'm at a better place now to be able to do that now. But I wasn't when I first started. When I first started, I was like, I want shorter time frame trades. I definitely don't want to hold trades overnight. It's really hard to sleep because all I'm thinking about is like, is that trade, am I in negative or am I in profit? Right? It's really hard. So maybe you're someone who day trading is better. I wouldn't say one's better than the other. It's based on your preference. Yes, I'd say Forex is definitely a little bit more complicated. You got to deal with spreads. You got to deal with, currency. I just don't really understand Forex. And personally, I'd way rather trade gold and the futures market. I really like the futures market. It's very simple. There's a lot of prop firms and opportunities that you can have with futures. So I personally love futures. It's my favorite. And futures is pretty common across a lot of things. Like I trade crypto futures. I trade, you could trade stock futures like Tesla, Nvidia, whatever. You can trade gold futures, Nasdaq, S&P 500 futures. Futures has a broad spectrum of what you can trade in regards to the futures market. The simplest way to explain futures, it's Forex, right? So the difference between futures and Forex is with this. Forex, you're trading currencies. So what I mean by currencies, you're trading the yen, you're trading the CAD, you're trading the pound, the US dollar, the whatever. You're trading currencies, and that's the only thing you're allowed to trade when you trade Forex. Only currencies. You can't trade stocks, you can't trade other things, you can only trade currencies. Now with futures, you can't trade currencies like that, but you can trade almost anything else in the world. You can trade corn, coffee, like Nasdaq and S&P 500. You can trade metals like gold, silver, platinum. You could trade cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, altcoins, meme coins. You can trade stocks like Tesla, Nvidia. Does that make sense? Forex kind of pigeonholes you to only trading currencies that are like countries, where futures opens up your broad spectrum of trading way more than that. Primo, it sounds like you would be more futures. It sounds like you want to trade Netflix and you want to trade stocks. That would be futures. You'd want to go futures that route. All right, our first TP might get hit over here on Bitcoin. It's getting close now. But also another simple term for futures contract is this. The reason why they call it futures is because when you buy a futures contract, you're saying I'm expecting price to move up from this point of price that I bought it at. If you're selling and you're selling a futures contract, you're saying I'm expecting price to move down from where I entered on my price. The simplest terms, that's what a futures contract is. When you buy a contract, you're saying I'm expecting price to move upwards. If you're selling a contract, I'm expecting price to move downwards. And you can make money both ways, going short or long. Options are different. So options are the same thing, right? If you sell options, or I think it's called like calls and puts. But it's same thing, right? If a call, put, or whatever. I don't know options like I know futures, but it is very similar. Futures contract is more flexible, I'd say. Where I think options, like sometimes you have to hold it for a certain amount of time. I don't know. I don't know options very well, so I don't know. But it's very similar where options, you're hoping for price to go up or down. That's really all day trading is, right? I'm gonna move stops to this 1 minute high here. Actually, I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna see if it breaks this low here on Bitcoin. I'm gonna wait. If we can break this 5 minute low, I'm gonna move some stops down to this high here. If it gives me this order block, that'd be an order block. Green today? No, not today. Today's a red day on Bitcoin and Nasdaq so far. But the nice thing is on Nasdaq, only one of my accounts was copying and not all of them. So if you guys want to use TradeSyncer, that's what I use. Use code Maniac. Go get your TradeSyncer account if you want to trade multiple prop firms at one time. It makes it really easy. Code Maniac gives you 10% off your entire subscription. There we go. I'm liking Bitcoin now. There we go. All right, if we can get this closure like that, I'm gonna move stops to this high here. Perfect. Okay, and this is not accurate. Let me adjust this. I just realized this isn't accurate. So my entry is 936. 91.5. That's my entry. So we're still stop loss is still in the negative. So hopefully we can soon get our first TP hit and we can move stops to break even. What is the value of this current account you're using and how long did it take you to get there? The current account, like on my Bitcoin account, it's actually down a little. We started at 5K and now it's down to I'd have to see when this trade closes what we're at, but we're probably at about $4,300, so we're down a little bit. All my prop firm accounts are fresh because we just passed a bunch of evals. So if you go to my TikTok, I did a series in December of passing all these evals. We're able to get 500K in funding, and so we're starting basically at like zero for all of our accounts starting in 2026. So this is like literally fresh, and we're gonna like today's P&L starts the year on. We're starting at a balance of zero, like neutral. And today's P&L will kind of show us where we go from there. I'd say Apex at 25K. I'd say Apex 50K because they're all $19.60. If you use code Maniac, you get 90% off all the accounts. It's the cheapest entry you can get into the futures market. It's this right here. Apex Trader Funding, 90% off all evals. You use code Maniac, you can get this account, and then they're all $19.60. And I'd say get the Tradeovate account. Okay, get the Tradeovate, and then go to this account right here. The Tradeovate. Oh my gosh, this is slow. not the 25K, the 50K, because it's the same cost as the 25K. 50K right here. That's what I'd say you'd want to start off with. If you watch my YouTube video, how to pass Apex evaluation in one trade, I show you how to set up and which accounts to buy in that video. So if you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it, you can go watch that video of how to pass an Apex account in one trade. And I give you which accounts to buy. I give you trading models you can use to pass those evals. I give you like how to set up your Tradeovate account, all that. No, that means they're giving you a $50,000 account that you automatically get to start trading with. But you have to pass the eval first before you can make money on it. Once you pass the eval, then you can start making real money on it and get payouts. But yeah, no, they give you a $50,000 account, essentially what it is. Is how it acts. There's nothing that happens. The only cost to you is $19.60 plus the activation fee once you get funded and you pass the eval, and it's all demo money. So they give you a 50K account and they're taking the risk that you're gonna not make money on it. But if you're able to make money on this demo account, they're agreeing they'll pay you out $2,000 per account